Hey YouTube, it is Matt with Olympus Reptile, and I am going to look a bit rough today, but I can explain. I can, I promise. My computer here. Ugh. I'll fall if I keep walking. Get this over here where I want it. And gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, if you decide to show up, that is. So far, none of you are here. There's one. Okay. Just you and me, dude. Whoever it is. 3. There we are. What's up, David W? We're going to do a lot of egg cutting. Really, it's only going to be one egg cutting and a lot of baby looking. Because you see, guys, before we start this, let me tell you what's up. I've been gone for a little while. As you guys noticed, if we missed a video or two. We were, for those of you on Patreon, you kind of know why. For those of you who followed the community tab here, you probably also know why. But otherwise, you may be wondering, what the hell, where you been, dude? Well, what happened was we actually are starting a secondary project just for fun that we're filming. It has absolutely nothing to do with snakes. It incorporates something else I wanted to get into for quite a while, which is overlanding and camping and off-roading stuff in my Jeep. So we went on a trip to Colorado where we camped for 4 days in our little primitive rooftop tent camp trailer that we built, or we didn't build it. I should rephrase that. It's home built, but not by me. And filmed a Bigfoot hunting expedition that is a total spoof. So, like 14-year-old humor. If you like my humor, you're going to enjoy that when it comes out, or maybe not. Hell, I don't know. But that's where I've been. And we looked up where we were going. We thought we'd have phone service, which would have let us upload our video like normal. But we didn't have that. So you lived that life? Good. So we didn't have any phone service, man. So we couldn't really keep up with things unless we went to town. We could get a text message out. But for Kurt to load a video, the computer really has to set if we're using a cell phone and upload that from the same tower for several hours, which doesn't happen when you're driving. And on our campsite, we literally had no internet service. Usually it would take about 15 to 20 minutes to get a text message out. So with that, sorry, we're behind. It is nice to be kind of in the middle of the day. So today, I'm usually at work right now, but I actually took today off. We got home last night. I probably got back home around right before midnight, like 11:55. And I went through, what's up, Kale? Cleaning rattlesnakes at the zoo, no doubt. I went through and checked a few things that had to be checked. Soulback needed water, things like that. Checked the babies, peeked in the incubator just to see if anything had pipped. Knowing that we had some due, yeah, we're behind. And so I thought, well, I'll be here today. And so I'd already taken today off anyway because I knew getting in so late. I didn't want to get up super late for work. Sleeping in a tent is not the best sleep, even rooftop. And I also had to clean up when I got home. My wife was not going to let me in bed smelling the way I smelled. Showers from a bag of water hanging off a tree are not exactly the best kind. And I was covered in crushed Colorado rock from running up Imogene and Pass and Ophir Pass. So pretty good. Oh, Dallas, wait till you see our Sasquatch. He changes height. There's all kinds of stuff in there. But so anyway, that's where I've been. So sorry for the delay, but that does mean we have 4 clutches that we're going to deal with today. 3 of which I think have already crawled all the way out. And 1 of which we will cut on our own. So here we go. Without further ado, let's start working. And if you wonder why I look like hell, now you also know why that is. Isn't that a pretty view out my window? Not the best view of the place or anything, but let me try to get this. Well, the good thing is once they're out. Okay, so this one isn't all the way out. Whoop, switch to me. So this one was, this looks like it was, what clutch was this? A4. Yep. So here's what's going on here. So what this is one of Alex's clutches. And originally it was a pied to a pied. And then when he found out his ultramales were all males, he requested we switch that breeding from a pied to a pied to an ultramale to a pied. So these should all be double hets. Should being the active keyword. So I'm going to do here really quick while I got you guys here. I'm just going to put this down here so you can see them. Hey, there it goes. We grabbed my trash can. I've been working in the baby room. So I haven't set up a lot of babies today. I also had to clean out my Jeep today. It was horribly disgusting. that's what we should have here. So since they're still kind of in the egg, one or two of them, that dude's like, what the hell, man? What are you doing that for? We are going to take, well, you're still in the egg too. We're going to just kind of take this whole thing out here. Hopefully the babies will stay on that. Hey, they did. There's more water than I want to be in here, so I'm going to drain some of that off. Scoop out that nasty shit. And then we are going to put them back in here. Now that's a little bit more like what I would want consistency-wise without the rack, until they all crawl out. Part of the reason for that is I have had, come on guys, cooperate, there you all go. I have had them before, one time, get stuck in the rack. Now a lot of people will shed babies, just like they are right now, in an egg tub. I have done that. It won't hurt them. I prefer to put them in a tub. I'll wait till they're all out. And sometimes having the ones that are out still in there kind of help to encourage the other ones. But that is that clutch. Nothing too visually exciting, but all in all, if you're looking on some double head ultimate tide projects, could certainly be a good pickup for you. So let's slide that over here and move on to the next one. See what this is. So this was all, they are all out. I saved an egg in there so I could see what number it was. This is a 3, but they have all crawled out. Looks like we got some banana pins, and it looks like a pin in there. I'll be honest, I know the dad was a banana spinner. I don't even remember what mom was. I'd have to look. Hold on one second, I'll tell you. So it was a black pastel lesser to a banana spinner. It looks like we hit the pinstripe really, really well, and the banana pretty well. That pin, that could be a black pastel pin looking at the head. So all in all, not too bad, you know. Looking pretty good. So those are just going to put the lid on. I'll put them in a tub to shed out when we're done. Then we'll get to some of my clutches. Check these little ones out. These look like they all crawled out. Well, not all. I'll still see one in the egg. Wow, look at that thing. That thing's really nice. So this was a pastel spot nose to a het clown possible het caramel. So you've certainly got a pastel spot nose here. Looks like a spot nose there. Looks like probably another pastel spot nose there. And then you still got a few in the eggs as well. One in the egg. So, you know, you're also going to have some normals that would be possible. Everything in here is going to be possible het clown to, you know, and possible het caramel. 50% possible het clown. And I'd have to look to see if she's listed as a possible caramel, not het caramel. So I don't think she's one that had babies last year. They'd still be possible het caramel. We'd probably call them 50% or 25%. It depends. If you wanted them to be het caramel, I'd tell you 25%. If you didn't want them to be het caramel, I'd tell you 50%. That way, you know, you get the best case scenario pricing wise. That's what they are. So 2 pastel spot noses. Looks like at least 1 spot nose. What I'm seeing is 2 normals so far, and the 1's still in the egg. So we're going to kind of do the same thing here. We're going to pick this egg up. Set that guy right there for now. He is already super pipped, so not much worries there. Just kind of convince these guys to shake down in there. A little bit of help. Ew, look at that egg gunk hanging. It's gross. Throw this in the sink for wash. The other thing we want to do is when you get these Q-tips in there like that, we want to take them all out. Because believe it or not, I did have a baby swallow one of those once. I couldn't tell you as to why a baby chose to do that. I just know a baby did choose to do that. And then we're going to try, if possible, to just get some of that crap out. You know what? There is a little bit of water in there too. We're going to drain some of that off really fast. They won't mind. Maybe they didn't enjoy that as much as I hoped they would. Picked all these guys up. Oh, hey, hey. Woo, hey, hey. You're going to make yourself full. Why are you jumping off of there on me? Don't do that. Put it down there. Put you up there. God damn, that snake is wanting to not stay. What? Come here. Stay there with your buddies. Put this one in there so they can help him convince them out. And make sure no little noses caught. We do not. Put those back. Woo! Those guys they're fun. We'll probably go ahead and set those up in tubs today because all but one are out. Okay. Now the fun part. Well, Alex Solis takes it on. Actually, the deal we made with him on keeping that is that his snakes are also going to be first offered to Patreon. Since we're watching, that's where they're going to go first. Now you can see none of these were pipped, but they were laid 2 days after all those other clutches you just saw, which tells me they are time to definitely cut. I'll get you the pairing really fast. I had it in my head, but it's one of the days. Alright, so this one's not going to be too crazy. The pairing was a normal to a blitz, so we're going to be really looking for a lot of blitzes, is what we're hoping for. So these two are going to be a Patreon special clutch, meaning everything that's got a morph on here will be made specials for Patreon or giveaways, because Patreon was wanting some blitz. So with that, Patreon's going to get some blitz, right? What clutch 8? Clutch 8 was the... What was clutch 8? We did clutch 8. Clutch 8 was the blitz also with the... Oh god, I'd have to think what all was in that one. It was a good clutch. Leopard Pastel times blitz. That was clutch 8. So, and that was when we thought we had the kink baby. For everybody that remembers that video, the baby came out. It's actually not kinked at all. So we're going to start here. Give a little clip. So these were laid on July 3rd. Everything else was laid on July 1st. So you can see why I feel so confident cutting these even though I don't see a pip. And there is egg 1. And I can't see enough of that to make a determination. I got an idea that one might be blitz, but I can't see for sure. We're just going to work our way around here. These are some really juicy eggs, so we're going to make a mess while we do this. That is 100% definitely a blitz. You can tell right there in the pattern. So I think we're 2 for 2 so far. Now if you look, people are going to be like, oh my god, it's bleeding. All that happened there, it's not the snake. We got a vein in the egg. That's what caused the blood. Not uncommon at all when you're cutting eggs. Especially when they're this juicy. I find it to be happen a little bit more frequently. They're collapsed a little bit, not as much, but as long as you're careful, you should never cut a baby. But an egg vein's gonna happen. That one, cannot tell. I cannot see enough of it. I'll go right here. Hey, nice view of the back of your hand, Matt. Thanks. You're welcome, guys. Sorry, I know it's just me today, so you're going to get some back of the hand views. There's really no way I can avoid it. We got a good flat cut for you on this one at least. Oh, that one though. That one looks like it's probably going to be normal. Probably, I say. Probably. With blitz inside the egg, it's going to be very, very hard to tell unless you get like this one where you had that beautiful side pattern showing up. That made it very, very easy. Typically, it's not that easy to tell inside the egg. Now this one we can probably see. No, we can't. I was hoping to see enough side to make a determination. I think, it's hard to say. I can't see enough of it. There's one spot that looks a lot like blitz, but only seeing one spot, it could just be an abnormality more than it is a blitz. Here you can really see the vein work on an egg. You can see how it's hanging down right there. That's telling you that it was all dropping. It's ready to come out. That one's got a good chance of being blitz. But kind of neat just to see the inner workings of that egg. 2 more to go, y'all. And I know this is not the most thrilling egg cutting ever. We're only playing with 2 genes. And, you know, it is what it is. There we go. Lots of juice in these. If anybody wondering, that is not the egg yolk running out. It's not going to hurt it to lose some moisture. Okay, that one's for sure a blitz, no doubts there. And not only that, that's going to end up being a really nice blitz. So that one's a good one. I'd say that one's a keeper, but I don't get to keep any of these. They're already promised. All right, so 1 more to cut. We'll squat with a bang, which in this case would be a blitz. And it looks like we didn't. It looks like we're probably going out on a normal, but a live normal. So everything looks alive and healthy. Put that lid back on and flip these back over my way. Oh. So I can have a seat and enjoy a little chat with y'all. All right, this brings us back to the Ask Me Anything portion of these videos. So if you're curious about any of the babies, anything you've seen and you're cutting, because I didn't get to read every question or every comment because I'm kind of focused on the cutting, to be honest. So I do catch a few of them. I did see David asked about Alex's babies. So we're handling the sale of that, and so it will be made available on Patreon first, and then go from there. So, I mean, we may take them to shows. Of course, if we do that, whether it's through Patreon or the show, that's why they carry different serial numbers, so it's very easy for us to explain where they came from. I don't want it to be, I mean, we did all the work in facility here, but I don't want it to be confused as to, you know, they're producing the Olympus reptile, I mean, and then I'm selling something. Not that there's anything wrong with them at all, there's not, that's not what I'm saying. It just is set up so that way people know exactly what they're buying and who they buy it from, so that's what it's for. I agree, Caleb. They all are to some extent. Is it for me? Is it what somebody else? Bartok is which one's for you? And yeah, it's if it makes it out of Patreon. So, well, Corey is on Patreon, so he can get some blitz if he needs to. He knows how to do that. But that's, yeah, so that's kind of it. Now, it's going to slow down a little bit. We're going to have probably about a 2-week break on egg cuttings. thankfully. And then it's going to pick back up. We are also still dropping clutches. So, yeah, it's not going to be slow, at all. So we're getting a little bit of a break, start cutting again. It's probably the last cutting for August. We'll have some cuttings in September. And then we've had a lot lay in August. So we've got probably 3 or 4 more yet to go in August. So, yeah, it is going to be rather busy. Rather busy. Yeah. Portuguese. Wow. Awesome. Well, welcome here. Portuguese is pretty cool. Are you like Portuguese? Probably. I mean, not Portuguese like people say they're like, Green is from Paris or actually in Texas. I'm guessing you're from actual Portuguese. I love having people from different countries on here. It always blows my mind to think that people around the world sit here and watch this. It's just mind-boggling. I don't find myself that interesting, so I think it's cool that people do that and come hang out with us a little bit. All right, guys, we've been here for about 20 minutes. I do got to go to Patreon for this, and I do got to set up these ones that are all the way out, which we're probably just going to set them up, honestly, because of space right now. We're going to probably rinse them and put them all in their own tub together to group shed, and it'll be good. Scotland, that's awesome too. You were all on lockdown. Ooh, we're actually not on lockdown. Kansas just says you can't go into certain large gatherings. I think is the rule right now. It's stupid. It changes every week, and I quit worrying about it. And I'm way behind on news because, you couldn't get any updates on feeds. We didn't leave Colorado until, it was pretty early in the morning time, but, around 9:30 time we broke down camp and everything. Got it put away Sunday morning. And it is a 12.5 hour drive on a good day. It's not going to be a good day hauling our camper. So, it's a long drive, so I have to stop for fuel way more. We do not get Jeep Wranglers with a trailer get shit for gas mileage. I'll just go ahead and tell you that right now. Driving 80 on the interstate is not going to happen. I mean, it can do it if you want to get 6-7 miles a gallon, which I really don't. So, you end up going about 70 and hoping to get 12, or usually I can do 80 and get 22, 23. But definitely worth the trip. It was a blast. To get up in the mountains and get as high up as we were. It was just a bucket list goal for me. So it was pretty cool. So really do watch for those videos when they come out. They will not come out on Olympus. I, however, will share the name of the new channel when Kurt gets everything produced on our community tab and tell you to check it out. So, you can go check it out and see what's shaking. And we'll probably mention it in a live or two when it gets rolling too. So that way you guys can find it if you are interested. And if it's not your thing, don't feel obligated. Honestly, it's just a show with 4 buddies being stupid. To be honest, that's what it really is. It's like if you were 14 and somebody gave you a credit card and a camera and said, go have fun. That's kind of what we did. And a Bigfoot costume. So do you guys have any questions about that or about any of the snakes that you saw today or any of the clutches coming up or just anything Olympus-wise in general? We'll take questions for a few minutes. I've got 24 minutes that we've been on right now, so we'll probably go to about 27 minutes. And of course, Super Chats as always keep us here longer. Once that's done, then we'll slide over to Patreon and talk there. It may be. Who knows, Caleb? It might be. But truth be told, there's a lot of things that are probably internet gold and end up nobody finding it. So I'm not holding my breath, or I'm not doing it thinking, we're going to get rich. And it would be great if it got to a point where we got enough subscription and views to pay for camping trips to go take the Jeeps or the Jeep and go camp in other places and film, unlike maybe hunt the abominable snowman in Canada or Alaska, or do these things where it wasn't a huge expense. For me, that would be a win. That would be a big win. Because I certainly liked, and I honestly thought about starting a channel at one point for Jeep stuff. Let's like going out doing some Jeep things, but I watched several of those channels and man, there are guys that are so much better at it than me that I watch. I'm just like, that market is saturated enough and doesn't need my dumb ass in it. Um, you know, so that being said, I watch all those too, and they've all got these built up massive things, and I've got a stock Jeep I daily drive. And it's kind of fun to take it out and do things that you see all these built Jeeps do, and here we are, just this stock Jeep. It's kind of fun. So, how are the first 8 clutches doing? Well, Chalky, they're doing great. I mean, as a matter of fact, let me show you something I'm really excited about. So if you guys remember, we talked about having that kinked baby, and I was kind of bummed, right? So let me show you that baby. That baby, well, it's small, and it's a jerk face, is not a kink. As you can see, everything looks perfect. I just set that up today. It looks wonderful. Here are 2 together. We're going to shed some of them out in groups and run out of space, so we're going to just start shedding clutches together. That one got its own because of its size, being it was so much smaller. So from clutch 7, here's some bells. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't in a spot where it had the potential to get hurt by another one. Show you some of the Axanthic stuff. I also just set these up so it's not out of its ball yet. You can see it's doing fine. So that one is a female zebra bee. Here is a male zebra bee. This is a pastel het Axanthic. So another zebra bee. I personally would not house 2 babies together long term. I mean, you just saw it. I can show you even worse. Like, it's very common for people to leave babies in an incubation tub till their first shed. Not uncommon at all. There you can see everything's doing really good. I mean, we haven't had any problems. We had 1 random baby death early on after it was hatched out. Everything else is feeding, doing good. I mean, now that's, truth be told, I haven't been through all of them yet, so I could be telling a lie, but I don't think I am. The one that's probably giving me the most troubles, probably that one right there. It's doing wonderful, as you can see. You know, I mean, this little guy just shed. So they're all doing really good. I mean, all doing wonderful. So I'll show you these guys over here. There's that scaleless head. Really cool. You get rid of that label. That one got sent to its new home. And there is the keeper zebra bee for now. I may swap that out. So that may not stay my keeper. I may keep one of the other ones. I'll have to sit there and compare and kind of contrast and do some of that. So they're all doing really, really good. I've got zero issues with the babies this year, which is a far cry from last year. I mean, far cry. Now, somebody asked about keeping 2 babies together. So all that they're together for is until their first shed. So those 2 black racks over there, that's all they are. Those are just racks on paper towels to hold babies until they shed. Once they shed, they're singled out and they're put by themselves. So by the time they're getting their first meal, they're on their own. They don't have any company. You know, when they'd possibly be staying together anyway. Or, I mean, if you look at tubs where they're shedding them all together, they usually are in a ball. A lot of times they're always together. They are going to break and go their own way. So that's what we're kind of doing there. And we just right now don't have the room to run another rack under pre-shed only. So we'll probably be group shedding in those tubs and then separating out to individuals. So you won't see any individual babies kept together past that first initial shed. Then they're separate, offer the first meals, and they're on their own from then on until breed time. So that's kind of what you're seeing and what's going on. So our criteria for keeping 2 babies together is basically don't, unless you're waiting on their first shed. So I did not figure out the white snakes. I'll have to talk to Alex. Those are Alex's pairing, so I don't know if something is retained sperm in there or what's going on, since I just got them and we didn't pair anything other than what we were told to pair to them. I don't know if something was paired last to, you know, screwing with the pot, or if it's just something else genetic. So 3B Ball says he has 1 baby 2 weeks out of the egg that still hasn't eaten. What point should he assist feed or just judge by its size? Mice and ASF appropriate size are definitely a good way to get that going. Mostly you're going to judge by its size. So 2 weeks is not that bad. Like I got that. That's pretty normal, honestly. A lot of them will go the first week, some of them won't. Some of them takes a couple weeks to get rolling. A lot of it depends on how much yolk they absorbed. So like, you saw that little bitty snake there, that I said no one I thought was a kink baby. It's really tiny. I probably wouldn't let it go very long before I would assist feed. Maybe 2 weeks at most post shed. 2 weeks post shed, mind you, and then we'd probably look at an assist feed. Other ones I could go up to a month on. Also, that if you're off every 3 days, give it a little bit longer of a break because it may not be getting a chance to not be stressed out. With the smaller food items, like if you can get yourself like a little bitty, hopper ASF or a hopper mouse or even something smaller, because sometimes it's a confidence issue. If you can put that in there and leave it overnight, okay, something with its eyes still closed, leave it overnight, come back and check the next day. I found that a lot of times that'll give you some success and they will go ahead and eat overnight while you're not there. So try that too. I got these things trying to push up and out, goofball snakes. So that's something you can also try. All right, guys, we're a bit on at 31 minutes, which is actually longer than I said I would be. So unless we have a super chat come in before minute 32, I'm going to pop up off here and get ready to slide over to Patreon and also set these up really quick because that's something we got to do. Oh, God, Beth, I don't know. Man, I think at last count it was like 115 or something, but that's not including babies that we're selling or babies that are hatching. So, yeah. Perfect. So, yeah, just get you one with no eyes open and just leave it in there overnight. Leave it in there. I mean, it's the best way to do it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.